Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Excerpt from the book Riding a Stallion or Igniting Your Fire, Teachings from the Family of Michael channeled by Robert Tice. This lifetime is the lifetime for each of you to discover the solution to your galactic dilemma. All that you have ever experienced as a human being is ripe for resolution, and for those that choose to wait, the dilemma continues, offering more potentials to help resolve your inner conflicts. Your experience on Earth has always been about resolving a polarized relationship with life. This lifetime offers a most profound opportunity to reunite with the divided aspects of your own consciousness. This unification of yourself reawakens within each of you a natural state of being, self-love. It is our joy to serve this love by reminding you of how you may receive this gift in your day-to-day reality. The gift of love is your birthright, beloveds. There is nothing you need to prove or demonstrate to receive love. It offers itself to you just as you are at this moment. When you choose love for yourself, you strengthen the foundation for a new life on Earth. A foundation that honors all of life. We stand before each of you deeply respecting your devotion to allow your life to be rewarding and fulfilling. We serve you by igniting the passion within your heart to burn the inertia that denies you the very elixir for your polarized reality. Self-fulfillment acknowledges your mind, body, ego, soul, and the heart of creation. It is devoted to self-love, self-nurturance, and self-care. By igniting your passions, you become conscious of the power of choice. It begins with you, dear soul. Will you allow the very perfection of who you are at this moment to be loved? The wounded heart of a human being has become epidemic. Each of you have experienced the pain of love being withheld. For most of humanity, that wound never truly heals during their lifetime. You survived feeling disconnected from love in part by developing shields or energetic band-aids that are used to protect the exposed and vulnerable condition of a heart that feels violated. These violations or uninvited intrusions into your heart created the belief that love equals pain. The pain of love being withheld is so severe, most of you choose to shut down your emotional body. You discovered safety in your mind by developing an intellectual perspective that confined your love to well-intended concepts and ideals. These shields created an energetic cocoon around your body, keeping the unspoken agendas of others from tampering with your feelings. Many of you have and are just beginning to respond to a spiritual awakening that invites you to open your heart and feel the ecstatic presence of Spirit. At face value, this invitation seems harmless, and yet not all spiritual paths are supported by the presence of Spirit. Your heart yearns to reconnect with life, to once again feel the continuous flow of love that naturally shares itself with all of life. Interfering with that desire are the very shields that you put in place to protect this vulnerable heart. We are very much aware of your dilemma. To trust that it is safe to receive love will require that the shields come down. They have served you well, but they also filter or diminish your connection to energies that honor and respect a sovereign heart. It is an awkward place you find yourself in. Many spiritual teachings invite you to open your heart without addressing the energetic exchange that violated the heart. Can you allow yourself to be so vulnerable to trust that your heart will not be violated again? We have shared that your grand photographer is already working overtime with its agenda to protect you. How do you allow the expansion of your heart and trust that it won't be tampered with? You are learning to create for yourself an energetic foundation that supports your new emerging self. This new foundation will be continuously reinforced by your devotion to self-love. A love for self that will dramatically change how you interrelate and interact with each other. The patterns of behavior that reinforced the concept of shielding were a byproduct of a horizontal energetic exchange or connection between you and life. You are learning to discern the difference between extracting and the blending or merging of energies. We are demonstrating in this book the merging of an angelic family with a human being. How you choose to share your love now comes from a place where you have actively chosen to fulfill your own desires. Self-fulfillment does not require anyone else to make your life more fulfilling. It acknowledges your sovereign right to experience life in any way that you would choose for yourself. Horizontal connection. It is this horizontal connection that has you feeling dependent on what others expect of you, both personally and collectively. These expectations ask that you compromise your own desires and develop an understanding of love that is based on self-sacrifice. And how is that diet going, beloveds? In your horizontal connection with life, you have learned to take energies to fulfill your own desires. The most sacred of all your energetic expressions resides within your sexuality. Here, you have reduced this most potent expression of creativity to mere physical stimulation. You have at your disposal the very gift of creation. Adapting to this horizontal relationship, you deny yourself the experience of merging and blending from your creative source in communion with another. This is your heritage and perhaps the most potent way for a human to experience the presence of spirit. Such is the awkwardness of two lovers that have yet to discover a vertical connection by looking at one another to fulfill their inner desires. Your horizontal connections reinforce a feeling or belief in a lack of love, a lack of support, approval, and respect. The need to have these qualities in your life can be met in a way that does not compromise the integrity of your soul. Remember, you are here on Earth to resolve your galactic dilemma. At the core of your heart is a deep yearning to return home, to the kingdom. You have spent eons of time trying to figure out how to get back to the blissful and serene environment of the kingdom itself. Having experienced such a dramatic and painful disconnection from your home, you engaged in numerous experiments hoping to re-establish that connection and feeling through others. Let us step back for a moment and simply observe the relationship you have with your planet. Extracting energy. How are your basic needs provided for each of you? You desire the comfort of a home which requires resources or materials to build the structure. We are not judging you for your need for shelter, it serves you very well. But we do want to highlight the very nature of your horizontal relationship to create these shelters. Look at your home, the frame that supports it, the wall coverings, flooring material, roof, and windows. How were these materials obtained? Was there a mutual respect that honored the life that gave of itself to serve you? Did these materials come to you from a mutual respect that is based on sharing? Or were these materials simply extracted from their source? Many of you have discovered that by borrowing from the wisdom of your native traditions, you can integrate these attitudes into your modern decision-making. Let us look at your diet, which again, is not to say that it is wrong to enjoy food. Indeed, it is a great pleasure. And yet, how were your foods obtained? How do you prepare them? How are you feeling when you ingest them? Is there a deep reverence for the life that freely shares itself with you? Is there a mutual respect, or have we become unconscious of that relationship and simply consume that which we need? Isn't that an interesting term, consumer? How would you approach your food and welcome it into your body from an understanding that it is sharing its life with you? Again, this is not about guilt or shame. Nor is it about being in denial. It is about becoming conscious of how you literally feed yourself energetically, emotionally, and physically. How would humanity keep itself warm if raw materials were not extracted from the earth to provide that comfort? How would you travel in your vehicles if resources weren't extracted from its source? How would you change your relationship to those things that support you if you offered mutual respect for the life that is sharing itself with you? Does joy have a place in all of this? We believe it does, for the earth provides you with a very tangible environment to resolve your interactions with all of life. You can have all that you desire, and it can be manifested into your life without extracting it from life. Some of you would say that we are suggesting that you return to living in caves. We are not. We are suggesting that you already live in a cave of your own making and invite you to change your perception so you can enjoy the fruits of a life based on sharing. Your relationship to the natural resources of this planet is but a reflection of your relationship with your inner resources. Vertical relationship. This new awareness invites you to shift your horizontal connection with life to a vertical relationship. In this manner of relating, you allow life to come to you by feeling its presence downloading into your body. From this perspective, your body becomes a reservoir for the energies of life that support you. Jesus, as a human being, did often speak as the angelic presence of the Christ. In this state of consciousness, he was most powerfully, vertically connected with thy Father's mansion, the kingdom. The presence of spirit would literally descend, merge, and blend with his thoughts, emotions, and body. In this relationship with spirit, Jesus stated that all that I am, you are as well. Our service to each of you is to remind you of this powerful truth. Having a direct relationship with spirit invites you to leave the dualistic, horizontal connections and reconnect with the energy that supports all of life. This is your heritage. It has nothing to do with deserving. Reconnecting with the energies that support life is a powerful, sovereign relationship. It is not based on need. Life naturally complements what you give to yourself. Horizontal connections are dependent on pursuing, trying, or forcing love to be in your life. A vertical relationship invites, allows, and is open to receiving love. As you learn to feel these energies pouring into the top of your head, they, in turn, settle into every cell of your body. This vertical connection extends into the center of the earth, allowing for her energies to support you through your feet, the base of your spine, and your entire body. A vertical connection is the energetic template for a self-fulfilled individual. Your needs are not extracted or manipulated from other people or the earth. Your relationship with the natural resources of this planet reflect your relationship with your own inner resources. In this new connection, you will learn to take responsibility for your own feelings and discern how it feels when you are connected to those energies that are expansive or all-inclusive. With a little practice, you will discover that this connection is not restricted to a vertical entry but can circle in and around your entire body. We are suggesting that you begin this new manner of relating in a vertical fashion by consciously disconnecting from the entangled horizontal patterns. Earth, then, is acting as a stage for all of you to experience the physical byproduct of your emotional desires. If you are feeling disconnected from spirit, you are. It is only recently that these horizontal cords have been detected by your science. Many courageous individuals left prominent occupations to deepen their awareness of these energetic patterns. Plugging into each other to fulfill your personal needs is a violation of your sovereign nature. In time, this will become known to the general public and be treated as yet another byproduct of feeling disconnected from love. This new foundation will feel like a breath of fresh air, bringing with it a sense of freedom and excitement. Your heart will open, allowing life to support you, allowing life to be your mirror for however you have chosen to love yourself. When you create a spiritual foundation that is vertically connected, nature begins to play with you. You will begin to feel the wind caressing your cheeks to remind you that this is you loving you. You will learn to bask in the warmth of the sun, fully understanding that you are receiving a reflection of your own self-worth. You will dance in the rain, celebrating a love for life because you have allowed life to love you back. These elements in all of nature can serve your longing to feel connected with God or Goddess. We highly recommend that you befriend nature in this way. It will be several generations before humanity has developed the emotional maturity to offer themselves in a spiritual communion. Nature, however, is ripe and waiting for a new communion with humanity. In other lifetimes, the energy around your planet was so dense that it would literally sever this vertical connection. It made it very difficult for us, your non-physical family, to merge with and support your experiences. Such is the power of a collective shield that is supported by fear. Our support became faith-based as you began to rely on prayers, hoping that someone up there was listening. Your prayers have been answered. You have lowered your shields just enough to allow love to enter your reality. The more you practice receiving this presence, the more you can trust in the nature of love. Love has no agenda. It does not seek to rid you of your darkness. It offers itself to those fears so they may know the true character of love. Now perhaps you feel more of our excitement, for the veil that has separated us for eons of time has thinned, allowing once again for a bridge to exist between your physical world and our etheric world. How do you maintain this bridge? You choose to stay out of duality by maintaining this vertical connection and feed yourself with joyful experiences that you give to yourself. The loving feelings that come to you are but a reflection of your own love for yourself. Self-fulfillment will look vain to those that have yet to question duality. That is not your problem. Your sovereign nature is your heritage and birthright. Stop negotiating its worth by allowing yourself to become entangled in a web of confusion. Duality will invite you to play the victim, reinforcing your shields with distrust and doubt for the simple price of your own freedom. Is that still digestible, beloveds? Are you ready to awaken from the pain and struggle that is duality's diet so as to taste a passion for living? Many of you have discovered and are beginning to live this new awareness. Your soul is beginning to feel the very presence of the kingdom, here on earth, but not because you have forced it into your life. You have learned to receive the very essence that supported life in the kingdom. You have discovered that spirit comes to you. Each day you awaken to the realization that with this new foundation, being in receivership allows you now to have whatever your heart desires. That, beloved soul, was the gift spirit offered to all of you. It was not intended to become a burden. Are you feeling worthy of such a gift? Earth is the perfect place to resolve that conflict. Do you believe you deserve such a freedom? Earth, this most beautiful reality, gives you a splendid opportunity to realize that for yourself. If you had the freedom to go anywhere in all of existence to resolve your inner conflicts, where would you go? Beloveds, you have that freedom and you chose wisely. Your body in turmoil now, your challenge is to enjoy the fruits of your labors. The pain and discomfort in your body will heal itself as you shift from one perspective to another. Your body has the ability to accommodate this new foundation. We know it is testing your patience, but it has its own wisdom. Within your body is a community of cells, many of which support themselves by your reliance on a dualistic, horizontal connection with life. New cells are being introduced every second to accommodate your devotion to whatever beliefs you want to entertain. Loving yourself consciously will greatly accelerate your desire to experience more joy in your life. Your body will serve you, giving you feedback as your devotion to self-love expands or contracts. Some of the pains you feel is your body simply saying, "Make up your mind." Your immune system is shifting from defending itself to allowing love for self to support its well-being. Befriend these beautiful bodies. They are very loyal to your own fulfillment. The mind, only knowing a polarized reality until you introduce tangible evidence that another one exists, will interfere with this process initially. Self-love is also loving the mind, and for many of you the love shared with the mind can best be described as tough love. There are many at this time who are contemplating a new life that is supported by a new foundation, a foundation that will encourage new beliefs. This does not come to you simply because you intend or affirm its presence. Being passive or complacent is still swimming in duality. Being conscious of how you are feeling is a very alert and grounded state of mind. It took many years for you to adapt to a diminished state of consciousness that supports itself by extracting from life. Do you have within you the compassion to allow for this new foundation to gradually begin to support you? It is a foundation built on your day-to-day choices. A quantum leap will not instantly manifest such a change for you. But as you shift your allegiance to self-love, in time it will feel you have leapt from one identity to another. How many ways would you like to know yourself as a human being? This new foundation will support all of your choices as long as they are based on self-love. As you say on earth, tough job, but someone has to do it. As you allow this for yourself, then I, Archangel Michael, can begin to grow new wings. For it was only in duality, the game of extracting, opposing, and confronting, that you needed such an angel to protect you. How might I serve you, beloved soul, without my grand sword? What shall become of our relationship when you no longer need protection? I will joyfully follow your imagination into the very core of your heart, and there I will dance with you as your new friend. How do you like to dance, soul? Michael.